Hi everyone, this is Nick Souza from the Digital Arts Experience, and today I'm going to continue exploring various rules of D&D. I've got my half-orc cleric up, Grum Grum, and we're going to take a look at senses today. So in previous videos, we talked about your traits, proficiency bonus, and how those relate to saving throws, skill checks, and attack rolls and damage. Senses are a little bit different, and there's a little bit of confusion about how they work because they're named pretty similarly to your skills. For example, we have a passive wisdom perception check, but we also have a wisdom perception check. Then we have investigation, insight, and insight. So to explain how these work, I figured it would best to do it through a story like we've done before. Let's say that you have been out adventuring for a full day. Everyone's very tired. They set up camp and then everyone goes to sleep, but you have first watch. Now, if you say to the Dungeon Master, I would like to make sure nobody sneaks up on us in the middle of the night, which is a good thing because unknowingly to you in the party, there is a group of goblins sneaking up on you. So the Dungeon Master will have you make a perception check, which in this case is going to add your wisdom and nothing else because I'm not proficient here. So this is not a +5, 3 + 2. It is just the wisdom by itself, which is just the 2. So you would roll your die, see what that number is, and then the Dungeon Master will roll stealth checks for the goblins and see if they meet your perception check or exceed it. If it goes above your perception check, they will not go noticed by you, but if they roll under your perception number or your perception check, they will get noticed by you. So the big differential between this perception check and this one is you are actively doing an activity. You are actively trying to notice something sneaking up on you. So you are participating in that role. Now let's change the scenario a little bit. Let's say you got a little lazy. You're tired, you're not paying attention as much, or maybe you just forget to tell the DM, hey, I want to keep a lookout. In that case, the Dungeon Master will use this number. There are no rolls associated with your senses. This is your ability to pay attention to things out of the corners of your eyes, maybe hear things beyond what you're normally paying attention to. How much are you paying attention when you are not actively engaging in it? So this is just a target number. So in this case, the Dungeon Master will again make those stealth checks for the goblins, but they only have to beat a 12 to sneak by you. If they roll under that, then you will actively notice even though you didn't actively make a roll. So the difference here is that you are actively engaging when you do a skill check versus this is always active. So those are the primary differences between the senses and the skills. The way these numbers are generated is a little bit different though. It is 10 plus any relevant modifiers. So in this case, passive wisdom perception is just my +2, which is also listed over here. My investigation is actually a 10 - 1. You can see I have an intelligence of -1, which is also listed here. My passive wisdom insight is a lot higher because I have training in it. So my insight is +5, which is over here. So you just take 10, add anything from your skill checks over here, and add it in these sections. So just a quick recap. Your passive wisdom perception is your ability to pay attention or hear things when you're not actively looking for them. Your passive investigation skill is your ability to immediately notice clues or understand how something works just by looking at it. Grum Grum does not do too well in this area. And your passive wisdom insight is your ability to pick up on body language without having to make a roll. So that will conclude our little talk on the senses. So I hope that clears up any confusion you might have, and I will see you in the next video where we're going to talk about proficiencies and languages, specifically with the armor, weapons, tools, and languages section. I'll see you there.